Hello, my name is Denis Halandzovskyi. US Vice President J.D. Vance has delivered one of the most striking warnings in recent weeks about the war in Ukraine and Russia's role in peace efforts. In a Fox News interview, he stressed that any path toward peace must be based on genuine dialogue, yet, in his words, Russia has simply refused to engage. According to Vance, Moscow has ignored multiple bilateral and trilateral meeting requests over the past weeks, effectively closing the door on negotiations that Washington and its allies had tried to keep open. If you find this useful, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. And thank you to all of Ukraine's partners for your continued help and support. Let's break down what this statement means. First, it signals that the Trump administration wants to portray itself as open to peace initiatives, but unwilling to tolerate stalling tactics. Vance underscored that Russia has suffered enormous losses on the battlefield and is in no position to dictate terms. He argued that Moscow's refusal to even sit at the table suggests it hopes to prolong the conflict until fatigue grows in the West. Second, Vance introduced a new element into the debate: the possible delivery of Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine. These long-range precision weapons could significantly expand Ukraine's ability to strike Russian logistics hubs, ammunition depots, and command centers far from the front line. Vance emphasized that the final call rests with President Trump, but the fact that this option is being discussed publicly is itself a form of pressure on Moscow. Beyond military aid, Vance made clear that Russia's diplomatic posture could backfire badly. He warned that if Moscow keeps rejecting talks, the United States might reassess its engagement in dialogue completely, suspending participation in channels that had been set up to explore ceasefire terms. That would leave Russia more isolated, reduce its ability to influence Western debate, and increase the risk of tougher sanctions. He pointed out that both China and Europe are watching closely, and that Russia's refusal to show goodwill undermines its narrative that it is open to diplomacy. Why is this moment so important? Because it comes as Russia intensifies strikes against Ukrainian cities, while Ukraine is pressing allies for stronger air defense, artillery, and economic support. If Washington moves forward with Tomahawks or other long-range systems, it would signal that Moscow's intransigence has consequences on the battlefield. If, on the other hand, Russia suddenly re-engages in talks, the US could argue that pressure has worked. Either way, the vice president's message reframes the stakes. Peace is not just about Ukraine and Russia, it is about whether major powers can enforce rules against naked aggression. What to watch in the coming weeks? Whether President Trump approves the Tomahawk package, whether new sanctions are announced if Russia continues stonewalling, how European leaders, especially in Germany and France, align with the US message, and how Beijing positions itself in light of Moscow's stubbornness. For Ukraine, the speech is a reminder that Western unity remains strong, but also conditional on Russia's behavior. The bottom line, Russia's refusal to negotiate is not a sign of strength. It is an admission of weakness. And every day that Moscow avoids the table, Ukraine's partners are preparing new tools, new sanctions, and new weapons to make sure aggression does not pay. Please subscribe and like for more verified updates. And thank you again to all of Ukraine's partners for your steadfast support.